level in Victoria, One Nation has traditionally struggled, but it did win an upper house seat in Northern Victoria in 2022. That is Rikkie-Lee Tyrrell, who joins me now. A very good morning to you.
Good morning.
From your perspective, what is driving the buzz around One Nation?
Look, I think the majority of people who are jumping on board with One Nation are sick to death of the major parties promising and they're not delivering. And they're sick of seeing, say, the infighting with the coalition, and they're just tired of it. They're so fed up. Why not back One Nation? We've stuck to our guns and we stay on track. What
are the guns you're sticking to? Because many people will say, where are the policies?
Yep. We have very clear policies out there. They're on our website. We've stuck firm to protecting our rural and regional areas. Prime agriculture is a must, especially up here in the Northern Victoria electorate. We're very strong and firm on our stance on electricity, providing cheap, reliable electricity to Australia and here in Victoria especially. And our immigration stance, I think a lot of people now, they're noticing the impacts that mass migration is having on our resources, say housing, education, health, and they're starting to really wake up to what Pauline's been saying all this time.
When I speak to, say, a national politician about the popularity of One Nation, one thing they will say to me is that they can never be the party of government. You can never take the reins. How would you respond to that?
Anything's possible. Look, these parties that are saying this now, they didn't exist once before. We've got to start somewhere. So anything's possible. We're ready and we're good to go. We're here for Australians.
What are you hoping to see come November?
Well, first and foremost, I would love to retain my seat. I've definitely built up a very good working relationship with my community, and I've got so much more to do. I'm loving that job that I've been given. It's an amazing job to have, representing all of these beautiful Northern Victorians. This is the tribe that I've picked. I've lived here for nearly 12 years now, and there's nowhere else I'd rather live. Moving forward, the November election, we want to see more seats gained for One Nation, because I have achieved a lot up here, actually, for Northern Victoria region, and to have more support would be phenomenal.
Rikkie-Lee, sorry, I'm just getting a bit of breaking news at the moment. Susan Lee is on TV right now announcing that she is resigning and leaving politics in the wake of losing the Liberal leadership. We will try and get you some audio on that. She's just wrapped up what looks to be a very short press conference, but my understanding is, and we'll find some more details, that Susan Lee has left politics and will be resigning. Rikkie-Lee, when we talk One Nation and outside of the state level and talk more on the whole party, you've got figures I mentioned before, Barnaby Joyce, Corey Bernardi. They have been controversial figures in their time. How do you feel about them being a member of your party?
Look, it's up to Pauline who she believes is right for the party, that makes the right fit. I met Barnaby the other night at Horsham and he was lovely. He's very passionate about the people that he represents up in New South Wales, so I don't have any doubt that he's going to stick to his guns and do just as good a job, if not better. I think he's got his eyes on the Senate for New South Wales in the future with One Nation. So he'll have the opportunity to represent all New South Wales people in federal government. That would be great. Corey, I haven't met before, so I can't make a personal judgment on him, but I have faith that Pauline's made the right choices.
When you mentioned Horsham, of course, and I think there were a lot of eyes on that conference. When Danny O'Brien stood up, he was booed by the crowd, a crowd that traditionally would have been, I thought, supporters of the National Party. What's that telling you?
They're on the nose. They're not listening to the people that they're representing. He wasn't reading the crowd properly. They wanted definite answers. They wanted strong representation for what they're screaming for. And the Nationals, what Denny was saying, it wasn't what they wanted to hear. He wasn't giving them those definite answers. They wanted somebody to stand there and say, we will stop the transmission lines impacting your land. We will stop these renewable projects encroaching in your communities. And he wasn't saying that. That's what they want to hear.
That's what they want to hear.
That is what they want. That is the representation that they want.
David texted me earlier, David saying, Nick, I've been a Liberal voter all of my life. They could put Father Christmas in for leader if they want, but my family and I all say they will vote for One Nation. Now, obviously, when we talk about the growing vote of One Nation, it's at the cost of the coalition. But doesn't Labor win out of that?
They do, and I'm constantly on the coalition's tails. Please pull yourself together. You know, I just want to crack their heads together and say Victoria needs that strong opposition, and unfortunately they're failing them. So Victorians are searching elsewhere, and if the coalition isn't going to do that, One Nation will step up and do it, if given the chance.
Rikkie-Lee, thank you so much for your time this morning. I really appreciate it. I know how busy you are. It's good to have you in.
Thank you very much.
Rikkie-Lee Tyrrell coming in. She is the One Nation member for Northern Victoria, taking in that seat in 2022 and, of course, looking down the barrel of a state election in November this year.